Welcome, of course, it is Michelle and the Guru, 37 minutes past the hour of 9. It's a beautiful Monday here in Lagos, Nigeria, 21st of February, 2022. Michelle and the Guru. A very unusual mix, especially it's been such a long time. I came on the morning show, and to have the Guru with me is like, oh man, again, such a pleasure. Good morning, sir.
The best team tag.
The best TikTok. Okay, it's a tag team.
It's a tag team.
Yes, it's how it's called.
It's back.
It is back, like we never left.
It is really nice seeing you looking so. Let me reserve that.
Okay.
Because I coined out the language with you first that you're looking so valid for foreign exchange transfer.
Oh, wow. I think I like that.
That should I take you to the CBN of Nigeria, Golden Emefiele will release all the foreign exchange that I might need without anything. I keep her here.
That will run you some millions, sir.
And of course, don't forget that I would take the money, walk away without seeing you. Your court would always be there.
Oh, okay.
So, Michelle, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine. I'm doing good.
On air, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to
because
you
we are
on
meeting
air.
for the first time.
Yes.
Lagos Talks 91.3 FM, Michelle and the Guru. Adu is away for a week. So this week it shall be Michelle and the Guru for Monday, for Tuesday, for Wednesday, 2 days for Morning Digest. Then shall be Michelle and the Kunu for Thursday and Friday for Morning Digest. Once again, I missed you and you are welcome back.
I missed you too, sir. I missed you too.
That's
Thank
good.
you. Thanks for having me.
So today we might not be having the knowledge drop box because of the exigency of what we package, the menu, which run about 8 points. 9 altogether.
Yeah, it's today is super packed.
Yes.
Yeah.
A little super packed. I wish you were here last Monday.
What happened last Monday?
Last Monday was, last Monday, the issue of contaminated fuel, or you call it adulterated fuel, or you call it dirty fuel, or you call it toxic fuel, or you call it deadly fuel, came to be, and the D studio will reveal it for all to hear and to know for the first time that the fuel wasn't imported by those the NNPC accused.
Oh.
That is MRS, Wado, 2 others. But that the fuel was really imported by Duke Oil.
Duke Oil.
And Duke Oil is 100% subsidiary of the NNPC. Meaning Duke Oil that imported the fuel into this country is NNPC. And if NNPC belongs to the federal government, because NNPC is owned by Nigeria, NNPC is Nigeria, it means NNPC imported the fuel under the able supervision of President Muhammadu Buhari, who is de facto de jure the Minister of Petroleum Resources. And we revealed more than that Duke Oil was incorporated in Panama in 1989 as an offshore shell company. And those incorporations are done with the hope of those companies incorporated to siphon money away from their countries, stolen money, let's give it the real name, and evade taxation. And that the Duke Oil, which is today sole importer of this toxic, or whatever you want to call it, fuel,
Dirty fuel,
contaminated fuel, adulterated fuel, killer fuel, really was incorporated far back. And the Guru brought the list, the certificate of incorporation, the Guru mentioned it, the date of incorporation, the Guru mentioned it, and the Guru mentioned 13 directors/officers of the company. But by the revelation of last week Sunday, a name became outstanding. Number 5 name on the list of directors, officers. Number 6 name on the list of director officers remain only one person. And the name of that person is Mele Kolo Yari.
Mele Kolo Yari.
And if we refresh your memory a little to know that the group managing director of the NNPC today is Mele Kyari.
Oh.
But don't tell me it might be the same person. Of course, the documents which have been authenticated prove that. Okay. And the guru revealed here that as of 1989, Mele Kyari had not joined the NNPC.
Right.
It was about finishing his school at University of Maiduguri, where he read geology. Mm-hmm. Then in 1991, he finished his school. He joined the geology department of NNPC. And of course, maybe because of services he judiciously and responsibly rendered to Nigeria, a place was left there, his lot was left there to accommodate him anytime he wants to work, and he got the job. And maybe because of that judicious operation that brought Nigeria fame quote now, he was preserved in the system until he emerged as group managing director of the NNPC. Because, again, the establishment in 1989 to date, 32 years ago, Duke Oil was established. And Duke Oil
33 years.
32.
89 is 33.
33?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My calculation was a little 40 by 1 year. You don't have to blame me, because this were fact. While revealing them, Now, the most important about it is that Duke Oil was meant to deal with our crude and everything, every crude. And don't forget that on daily basis, we extract from the ground 450,000 barrels of crude, meant at the point of refining to meet the need of Nigeria usage of PMS, premium motor spirit. And of course, it was for this purpose that 4 refineries were established in Nigeria, with the refining capacity of exactly 425,000 barrels per day. And of course, you know as much as I know that because the operations of those refineries had gone doo-doo over the years, delivered dead on arrival, so to say, we don't refine anything. We move our crude, the one meant for Nigeria, to be refined by our refinery so that we can gain cheaper access to petroleum diesel. We move it overseas, we drop it in Venezuela according to the rules and regulation and operational method of those in that industry. From Venezuela, it's now moved to different refiners, either Europe or whichever place you want to have it. That's one fact. Another fact remains that when it is finished, mostly we have a standing agreement now with refiners overseas that those who got the 400 whatever we exported of crude, refine it, we must equally buy it back from them, the refined product. And the company that refined this one, I forgot it, the name has escaped my memory now. It's somewhere it's there in Antwerp, not somewhere in Antwerp in Belgium. Now, these were the revelations of Monday last week. So that's why I told you, if you had seen what went on, this is lightweight. It's within the lightweight. This is not heavyweight. Last week was heavyweight. But the question that one would ask now is that, let me just explain this before I go to the question. Right. If you bring in your PMS, or these are voyage of vessels,
right,
and it is for this reason that fuel must be very, very expensive in Nigeria. Because if the truth is to be told, you move your crude to Europe, it is refined for you, then you purchase at the international market price.
Yeah.
Then you pay the voyage, the cost, the maritime voyage, according to your specification of payment, bringing the fuel back. Of course, you are supposed to pay more. Than the truth of the matter is that if this is the cost, you are supposed to pay more. We are supposed to pay more than 160 what they gave to us.
Of course.
Of course, we could pay as much as 400 naira per liter. But I refuse to join the argument of landing cost. In the first place, who told you to move your crude? Why couldn't you refine your crude here? And the Nigeria authority, the Nigeria governments, let me put it right, the Nigeria governments, not exclusively this government, it has been for years, make sure that the refineries never worked.
For what purpose will that be?
For purposes of fraud, so that higher money can be made out of our suffering. If the crude is being refined here, the 450,000, if it is being refined here, you will not pay as much as 70 naira per liter at the pump head in the petrol station. You will not even pay as much. Of course, let me adjust that a little.
Please.
You are not supposed to pay up to 30 naira per liter. But because of the serious devaluation of the naira, because at time when the naira was 169 naira to $1, if the crude were to be refined here, the 450,000, which ought to give us between 4 to 6 million liters per day, being alleged for our consumption, that again is fallacy of presentation. Because nobody, NNPC made a statement last year that we don't even know the actual consumption.
Which was a shocker.
Yeah. But they put it for the purposes of subsidy removal. They put it between 4 million to 6 million per day. I don't know where those cars are. Now, at 169 to $1, we would have been paying something around 20 something naira per liter. But now that the parallel market, which is the black market, but we glorify it, we don't call it black, we call it parallel market, today goes for 570 naira to $1. Yeah. I know of this because occasionally I make a caution into that market to do one or two things. So maximum, you would now go to about 60 naira per $1. So the question is that who forced you to take your crude out? Why can't you refine it? Because the refinery processes of all those have been assured to be deadly, arriving moribund in a morbid system of delivery. Then another thing we might want to think of this, we are still talking about the contaminated fuel.
Yeah, the dirty fuel.
Dirty fuel.
Yes.
Yesterday, a narration was added, toxic fuel, because it is really toxic.
It's toxic, yeah.
It's adulterated. That's the truth. Okay, I want to fasten the operation today.
All right.
Now, we want to ask the question, the company that, the refiner that refined this PMS,
yes, from
the crude,
yes,
how many vessels did it deliver from its factory, from the refinery? Because what we got was 100 million liters. The remaining one delivered to other countries. Do they leave Belgium contaminated like this, adulterated like this, dirty like this? Why can't Nigerians make some little research? The oracle is there to help us.
I mean, the crude is coming from here in the first place.
The oracle. And you are elongating my narration now. You are true. I miss you for all those type of questions.
That's what I'm
In the first place.
Yeah.
When they came, they told us, when the dirty fuel was discovered, they told us that excess sulfur, that became another lies being the foundation of the matter. Because our crude has no sulfur. That is why, because our crude is one of the best around in the whole world. That is why compared with Brent oil, it has nothing to do with sulfur. Then after that, they came to tell us that it is thing, it is this, it is that. But let us forget about that. The question is that, have Nigerians, in my broadcast of what we'll be discussing today that came out last night, I asked, who did this to us that we are now sleeping on our rights? Have Nigerians asked the question, other vessels that took PMS from that same company in Antwerp, do they arrive their countries with contaminated fuel like this? It means the suspicion might be higher. Because last week I brought economist, a development economist, who is a very seasoned, one of the very brilliant lawyers we have in this country, sitting here. I brought an expert on petroleum resources,
right.
Obaro Gade, who narrated, and he made some, I didn't say this, but he made the statement. In the first place, a lot are happening at Atlas Cove. You know what they call Atlas Cove? Where you bring your fuel into Nigeria, PMS, whatever you have, it is Atlas Cove, you discharge it.
Okay.
And at Atlas Cove, there are procedures. One, before the fuel leaves the refiner, there are quality control tests, and the certificate is issued that this fuel is according to the specification.
Right.
When it arrives at Atlas Cove, the regulation mandates another test, quality, and another certificate is issued that must tally with the certificate you got from origin. Then, as these fuel are now being loaded into smaller vessels to take to jetties and wherever, until it arrives, then before the person who is selling the fuel for you, the midstream, downstream, whatever stream, down, up, had another test to be done before it is allowed to be sold at the petrol station. What happened to all these processes?
Quality control.
That the fuel came. So it is for that reason that one of the menu today say punish dirty petrol importers, overhaul import system. This is being LCC tells federal government.
Yeah, that's Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
But before we get to that,
all right.
Timmy Silva, the cosmetic widow-dressed Minister of Petroleum Resources. Because like as I said last week, I'm holding to that. In some climb, the Minister of Petroleum Resources ought to be on suspension by now. In Nigeria, it is Muhammadu Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari, that is the minister. He's not the first person to start it. Of all of them in the chain, probably it was Goodluck Jonathan that appointed the Minister of Petroleum Resources outrightly. But then, events of economic mismanagement, the minister he appointed became a disaster to what the process of that money. But that's not the matter of discussion. Then, the group managing director of the NNPC ought to be on suspension totally. But what do we see? We now saw the two chief investigators, Ito, who carry out these mafias. The number one chief investigator became President Muhammadu Buhari, asking the NNPC to go into the details of this, and those that did it must be punished. How would the ministry you are presiding over, then there is a lot of fraudulent, dirty things happening there. Then we are asking the ministry now to look for those who did it. Who did this?
I thought he'll be resigning from that role.
Okay. No. You are thinking too high.
Oh.
Or maybe you have too much regard. How many Nigerians have resigned their offices because of malady, tragedy, and all those? How many? I can count only 4. Starting with Pat Ukpomo, then Nigeria Football Association Secretary General of blessed memory. Pat Ukpomo died about 15 years or 16, 17 years ago. Then the latest should be Kemi Adeosun.
Yeah.
Whom the man who brought him to Nigeria set him up and where the whole thing went banana. But let us not. Now, the next person talking to us is the group managing director, who is number one culprit in this matter. Because if Dukoya is a subsidiary, 100% subsidiary of my NNPC, then what are you telling me? And when you went to the market to tell Nigerians, those who imported it, you went to MRS or ADO, this, or MRS went to press. That no, our hands are not there. You people should look towards Duke Oil. Or I don't want to the public to say, we are not involved at all on this. Look towards another angle. He made the oil. Say, we are small in this operation, but we did not know the route to contaminated fuel. Then Livy Duke and Britannia N. So now the chief investigators of who brought this fuel in happen now to be President Muhammadu Buhari and the group managing director of the NNPC. Those that are really responsible, they are now the chief investigators. Would you see the route to miscarriage of justice?
Yeah, and lack of responsibility.
Okay. Thank you. You added that. I forgot that grammar. Thank you. You added it. Now, Timmy Prayer Silva yesterday now, was it yesterday also? He gave an apology, which was not apology, but very, very insultive to Nigerians. And he said that the check, will be properly looked to where the mistakes was made. He said, but I want to quote him, this is not the time to send queries. And that Nigeria should come, all of us should come together to make sure that this thing is quickly removed so that the suffering of Nigeria. This was what the minister said. And the minister couldn't have said that without receiving approval for his boss, the Minister of State, because the Minister of Petroleum Resources, because he is Minister for State Petroleum Resources, to be principal, the former governor of Bayelsa State. So this way they happening. The question is that why are Nigerians sleeping on their rights, as the law will say? Lawyers will tell you that by not responding so you slept on your right. Nigerians now have a clear vision of what happened. But how many of them are asking questions? This morning I was discussing with some colleagues. Then I said, I'm so baffled you are asking me this question. Go and meet the oracle. What is the work of the Google? Within 2 minutes, you get answers to all these questions you are asking. First of all, the first question is that how many vessels loaded with the PMS, finished product PMS, from that particular refiner in Atwell? How many of those vessels arrived their countries with contaminated for a year? So it means if it is not loaded from Atwell like that, it means something went in between Atlas Cove and moving these things to jetties for final release. So if you can visit Atlas Cove, as a journalist, take your identity card, you will be allowed to go in. If you go to Federal Palace Hotel, stand by the jetty of Federal Palace Hotel, look at the other side, you will see the village they call Ogogoro Village. It's a name, you've heard it before. Ogogoro Village, where the pirates were operating against Nigerian ships many, many years ago. Then after Ogogoro Village, you face the Atlantic. You face the ocean now. After Ogogoro Village, you come to Takabe. After Takabe, you come to Atlas Cove. After that, you come to Eastmost Signal Station. From Eastmost Signal Station, you bust. You are now on the top of the Atlantic. Is there? So what happened there? So nobody is querying, but the minister told us this is not the time for queries to be. So nobody is to be queried, nobody is to be punished. That is Nigeria for you. All right. I think I've gone too far in this discussion. So, Michelle, you are welcome back again.
Yes.
And
yes.
Even seeing you gives me the comfort that I can.
We have all the news to follow. We have all the news. Now, also in the news is...
Deep and incisive. Veteran journalist Godwin Etakibwebo serves it like never before. All the news this week. Today will always ask of yesterday, because those who fail to learn from history are doomed to make the same mistakes. So, join newsguru.com's editor-at-large, Godwin Etakibwebo, as he dissects all the major trending stories.
Tune in every Monday at 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. and join in the conversation. right here on Lagos Talks 91.3.
Welcome back to Michelle and the Guru on Lagos Talks 91.3. Dirty fuel, contaminated fuel, toxic fuel. You can give it any name.
Adulterated fuel.
Adulterated fuel.
Killer fuel.
Dangerous fuel.
Dangerous fuel.
It's not even funny. They are really all these things.
It can be funny, but in Nigeria, everything is funny. That's why I asked the question. Why must we be sleeping on our rights? Why? The president, we cannot
Question.
It can be questioned. He's our servant. Nigerians employ him. We pay him salary. Our house is what we give to him. He's a senior tenant there. And he has a tenant there. The tissue paper, the toilet roll, the spoon, the everything, we purchase them. And we budgeted about how many billions? It'll be 1 billion for feeding in a year. It's our money. So we can question him. But we cannot place him on suspension because this is not parliamentary system of government. If it were to be parliamentary system of government, when it's just first among equal within the minister in parliament, then vote of no confidence would have been moved. But this is presidential system of government. There are only two ways of removing the president in presidential system of government. You wait till the voting time, you use your PVC to knock him out, or there is an impeachment to be initiated by the House of Representatives. But do you see any house here? If we're talking of impeachment, just let the speaker make mistake of say, what's impeachment by? That will be enough. Would you see any house doing that? So now, okay, we'll go to the matter. You will read the menu for us, but hold on before you read the menu.
All right.
First of all, today I celebrate one of my sons because today is his birthday. I have sons and I have daughters all over the world. So this guy is far away.
Okay.
His name is Olarewaju Baruwa. I celebrate him. Olarewaju, congratulations. Today is your baby. Added Dara Asoyo. Oh, Nishiti. Oh, the Nitella will get Bill. Bibi Umbisoko. Oh, Nidaron. So congratulations to that. Then historical perspective. Very short one.
All right.
It's a quote. Only in Africa will thieves be regrouping to loot again. And the youths whose future is being stolen will be celebrating it. I repeat it. Only in Africa will thieves be regrouping to loot again. And the youths whose future is being stolen will be celebrating it. This is a quote from Nobel Prize winner, Professor Akiwande Oluwole Babatunde Soyinka. So we can take that into 2023 is about coming.
And the same people are regrouping.
They are regrouping. And who are those applauding them most? Who are those giving them? Who are those saying that this man must come back? The youth that their tomorrow have been stolen by these people, and their next tomorrow is being stolen, and their future, the totality of their future has been stolen by these people. In fact, the future of their generations, sometimes up to 10th, have been stolen. And these are the youths now, clapping and dancing. He must come. Ode, babade, babade. Is it an irony of that in Africa, this is what we see, typified by the lion? Is it elephant of Africa? Or be what?
Giant.
I don't know the difference between elephant and giant of Africa. So then the next message I have will come under knowledge droppers at the end of it, and it's for message for Friends of the Guru. Have you heard of Friends of the Guru?
No, I haven't.
You have it?
No, sir.
So Michelle, my beloved, my beloved. So, oh my God. Okay, when the time comes, I will talk about Friends of the Guru.
Please.
So you can read out the menus.
Yes.
If you have them.
I do have the menu. Recruitment, Buhari should end police PSC rifts. That's coming from Punch. Punish dirty petrol importers. Overhaul import system. Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry tells federal government. On politics, Osun Guba APC primaries. Aregbesola loses ward to Oyetola. Court demand reveals reveals Army General behind 10.9 billion naira assets seized.
No, please. That's why I read it. How much did you call it? 10 point what?
10.9 billion naira.
Say only. Add the word
Only.
What is that?
Seized.
10 point something billion. Only. A whole general.
An army general.
A whole general.
Behind.
You want to know his name?
10.9 billion naira
know his
assets.
name?
Who is this?
Army general.
Who is the army general?
Unfortunately, the guy is dead now.
Oh.
He done that. So what? All this stolen now.
What was he stealing it for then?
Maybe from my father's farm. Because you asked the question, and the way I'm looking at you, I used to say with the question, where was he stealing it from?
No. What was he stealing it for?
Oh, what was he stealing it for? Is he the only one you want to ask this question?
He's the one I want to start with. He's on the menu today. Electoral Amendments Bill, that's INEC, in dilemma as Buhari delays assent. Cash transfer, some Nigerians haven't seen 5,000 naira before, says Minister.
Your female counterpart.
Minister, I think Sidaya?
Yes. Farouk.
Yes,
Humanitarian
affairs.
Who would have made such statement?
That was feeding people during the lockdown.
85 billion to feed school children where there was a total knockdown. But what she did not tell you, the rigorous trip she took to the villages of those children to feed them.
To knock on the doors.
Oh, yes. And somebody saw her even in the riverine area. There was no boat, there was no ship to carry her, so she was swimming to go and feed those children. And somebody saw her in the Sahara Desert to go and feed. I beg, go ahead.
All right. Cocaine saga, NDLEA seeks court order to extend Abba Kyari's detention.
That's good.
Drug deal, I am highly disappointed with the situation. Former IG of police, Okiru. Breaking news, headsmen kill 3 relatives of Governor Autumn in Benue State.
Okay, thank you very much.
Very sad.
Let me go back to the last.
All right.
Let me rotate the order.
Please.
Headsmen killed 3 relatives of Governor Autumn in Benue. Don't forget, the Fulham nationality, Fulham is Fulani nationality, took responsibility for the attempt in killing Autumn last 2 years. When Autumn went to his farm on a Saturday, as he was returning back, he was shot at. But either he missed the bullet or the bullet missed him, Autumn is still alive. Why this was going on, why people were calling the federal government, we must investigate this. The Fulham took responsibility, addressed the press, and took responsibility. And the man who spoke on behalf of the Fulham said that it was the error of the operator, the man who had the gun, that he made a mistake. He pulled the trigger a little too late. Otherwise, Autumn would have been dead now that they met to kill him. So, if Autumn escaped, will all his relation be escaping? So, it's a continuation of onslaught. Read the story by the herdsmen who had moved to many parts of Nigeria to take nothing but their lands and drive them away. And of course, I will be repeating this continuously because I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'll be repeating this. The atrocity now in quote, that the Benue people, which is Tiv and what do you call them, are suffering today, was the blockade of the herdsmen route of passage. And I have in my archives a documentary where one of the professors from the north, it's a Fulani man, said that there is a route of passage for their heads and headers. And Muhammadu Buhari, the president, with all due respect, of recent, just late last year, was still asking his Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Abba Kyari, that there was a Gazette, 1940-something Gazette, which created route of passage, the route that the Attorney General of Nigeria of 1940-something, the Gazette came out.
Right.
In 1947, we had no 12 states, not to talk of 36. Probably we had 3 regions, because the Midwest region that metamorphosed to become Bede State, that now have Delta State, Edo State, did not come into existence until 1960. Now, that the Gazette of 1946, that the minister should dust it, clean it well, and bring it to be a roadmap for Nigeria of 20. Are we in 19th century or
21st century?
So it is this. So Autumn must be burying his dead and be thanking God that he's left alone to bury the dead. Because if that bullet had hit him in the heart that day, which Fulham took responsibility for, till today, nobody questioned, nobody asked Fuller to come and make a statement in any police station.
So the DSS did nothing?
Your police, you call?
Or the army? I'm trying to remember what really happened to like Nnamdi Kanu. You know, there was lots of dances trying to fish him out from his home.
No, crocodile dance.
Yeah.
Python smile.
Yeah.
Monkey.
It was very consistent.
Yeah. Okay, then if you move to number 8, it says, Drug D, I'm highly disappointed with the situations.
Yes.
Former IGP, Mike Okiro.
Yes.
Vanguard. Mm-hmm. I have read all the interview. I've read everything. He spoke well. Except that my respect for the professionalism of Mike Okiro is not too much. Maybe because I know too much about the police. It was not Mike Okiro that a court bad that was not competent to hold any office like this because of, not as Inspector General, because of some money that got missing in one operation. Again, Michel, go to the Oracle. You will get all those facts in the Oracle. But he spoke well. He said during his time, and of course I can confirm that, that's what he did. All this unit, SARS, special unit, intelligence, he did not allow them to remain under the office of the Inspector General of Police. He moved all of them to CID. He said because, you see, all this creation, they are under the Inspector General of Police office. How many of them would the Inspector General of Police, with the magnitude of working at his disposal, be really supervising? So Mike Okiro, what he did was to move all of them to the CID. And in the CID, you have a Deputy Inspector General of Police presiding. He has Assistant Inspector General of Police under him. And he has many CPs, Commissioner of Police, under him. So there, the activity and the movement of these people can be monitored. The error was committed, the blunder was committed from the one when SARS was created in 1984. President Muhammadu Buhari was, Major General Muhammadu Buhari was head of state then. He called a Tim Okoni Yang as Inspector General of Police and said, this thing is becoming too much. We must tackle it. So that led to the formation of the SARS, which was supposed to have been disbanded around October 2020. I don't know whether it was disbanded.
It was.
It was, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So the ones now that took over, what do they call them? They are better than the SARS, eh? Abba Kyari. Now, Etimi Yang now appointed Fulani Kwajafa and gave him a mandate. Fulani Kwajafa picked SPOs, Superior Police Officers, 12, totally all of them. One of them I spoke to very elderly man now, enjoy his leave, enjoy his holiday in Ilorin. The man is clocking many years. Fulani Kwajafa is now even about 90-something. The other day that I wanted to talk to him, when he could not pick the phone, I had to send another police officer to do this.
Fulani. So he was at the time. He was one of the people that Buhari called or summoned to tackle it.
The Inspector General Police appointed him
At the time.
at the time. He was
in 1984.
Yes, 1984.
And he was older than Buhari at the time.
Huh?
He was older than Buhari at the time.
Why would it be not be older than Buhari?
Just asking.
Yes.
There's still a lot of age difference there.
Yes. Okay. But he was in the police force. Fulani Kwajafa was the man recruited into police. He did not know how to speak English. He did not know how to write A, B, C until he became a sergeant. But he was a thorough investigator. Let me add this. Ruthless. But when he moved into investigation, he got results. I remember two of them. Fulani Kwajafa and Siti Duwon. Siti Duwon later rose to become Assistant Inspector General of Police, and he was killed in office. Okay, he died in office. Okay, but I know he was killed in office by detonation of a capsule because of matter related to cocaine, drug. Not be today. Yeah, day back now. Okay, but all right.
Anyway.
All right. Now, in order to discuss this and discuss the fear, I have intention of calling a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police.
Okay.
Who is, I hope we have, we are fully funded in our phone. Who, of course, is a brilliant lawyer, practicing lawyer now in his retirement. And he was in the police force for years. Those he trained later moved to become Inspector Generals of Police and Kranko. For example, he was Cos 5, while Mike Okiro, who spoke now, who retired as Inspector General of Police, was Cos 6.
Okay.
To tell you the maladies of Nigeria. Please help me to bring this number out, the mobile. So help me bring it out. When this man comes online, we shall be discussing very, very briefly with him. Though he promised me that he would not want to talk on the Abba Kyari, the CP, the DCP, the associate of Hush Puppy, and now a baron of a cartel of drugs. So,
go on, I'll call him.
So he promised me that, no, I wouldn't want to discuss that. Okay, would you want to discuss other matters? He said yes. So let us turn this and that for him for the discussion. But while we're on that, cocaine saga, NDLA seeks court order to extend Abba Kyari detention. There are two views to this. The professional view is that there is nothing wrong for NDLA to seek order of court to detain this man more for more days, if weeks or months. Because now the law stipulates number of days you can keep somebody in detention without going to court. And for you to be able to keep that, so you now have to approach court to obtain an order for the detention to be a continuous one. It ought to be regulated as signed by the judge. It could be magistrate, it could be any other one. Now, that is one angle to it. That's professionalism.
All right.
Another angle to it is that many Nigerians are so skeptical that is this arrangement of cocaine today cocaine today, that tomorrow, is it not part of a arrangement to ensure that this man, I'm talking of DCP Abba Kyari, is not extradited to America? Because some people are suspecting already that, why is it this evening that the issue of cocaine involvement? But again, like as I said here last week, I know Brigadier General Buba Mara. I know him very well enough. He's very, very efficient. Very, very brilliant. Very, very efficient. Very, very handsome, of course. In everything he does. So I cannot see Buba Marwa bringing his own personal reputation to a system that will collude to stop this man being extradited to America. But at the end of the day, the case may just...
May just what?
Eh?
May just what?
The cocaine case. It's not Buba Marwa that we send him to jail.
Who will?
It is the court.
Okay.
And in a country where we know most successful judges, successful courts, have two judgments, one in the right pocket, one in the left pocket, and you can't fault any. Both will be right. If the judgment in the right pocket is right for you, you will say that very sound one. The one in the left pocket, if it's right for you. But it all depends how much comes into the till that will make the judge to pull out his judgment. At the end of the day, this man may be discharged and acquitted for want of evidence. That there is no much to convict him. If that happens, then those who are now saying, okay, it is because of this that, okay, this arrangement was made so that it's not extradited to America, might therefore be right at the end of the day. Again, the Nigerian judicial system takes years. Because this matter, if it goes to court today, in the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years, it might still be in court. Now, because some people are saying, let us do the first thing first. What came first was investigation on hush puppy. And let's send this man to America. Because the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, got enough evidences and they approached a court of competent jurisdiction. And the court issued warrant of arrest that he should be brought to come and do this. So, based on that, NDLA may not want to rush the investigation, because without having footing, because a lot of other things have happened. Now, investigation had showed that he had some billion properties somewhere in Lagos here.
Billions.
Why are you calling billions? I mean something. Just put only. We're in Nigeria now. Who is the normal Nigerian that goes out to steal and steal 1 million? They don't steal million. The era of million is gone. If you must go out to answer the name, go here and steal. As somebody suggested that maybe that was what the creator told those he created for the Nigeria geographical piece of land. So they must steal billion. Then the mansion he had in Maiduguri, the pictures and co had gone online. He was willing to pay 70 million to next neighbor to evacuate his house. Take 70 million. A house that will not even be worth 20 million. He offered the man 70 million. All these are coming from somewhere. So if this investigation must be complete, there is no way NDLA would rush investigate. They will need time, and they cannot just keep him in detention. This is a special cop, a cop more celebrated than any other thing. The National Assembly even gave a standing ovation. So that is for that. Now, I move to number 1 now. Buhari should end police PSC rift. It is better to discuss this matter.
All right.
Because, let me go there so that I will pick fast. Hello, my brother, Felix. I'm okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Aha. I think you can hear me well now.
Yeah, but I'm on the road going to the office.
But we spoke and... are you?
Yeah, I've been expecting a call since now.
Oh, my apology. Thank God you be lock pata. Find a place to park for just 5 minutes.
When I get to the office, I'll call you back.
Okay, all right. Okay, bye-bye. That was the voice of Felix Ogbaudu, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police in Abuja. Talking to us from Abuja. Now, there is a rift between the Police Service Commission and the Inspector General of Police. It did not start with Akali Baba today. Akali Baba predecessor, that is Adamu Mohammed, Adamu Mohammed took the matter very, very seriously. I must say something, and it's a credit to the person of President Muhammadu Buhari. When President Muhammadu Buhari came, he saw the need to recruit more people into the Nigeria police force. He saw that we have inadequate number of men serving us. The world expectation is a policeman to 400. But in Nigeria, we have one policeman to almost 800 people.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can do it. So the man gave order of recruitment of 10,000 people every year into the police force. Do you know that from that time to today, I don't think that exercise has been carried out up to 2 times. So the number of people expected to go into the police depreciated. 1. 2. The fact is that today, terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, robbery, and many things are happening because we don't have enough of men to really penetrate them and hold them down in the police force. Because these are responsibility, constitutional responsibility of the police force. It's because the police is lacking Boko Haram is military. That the military is gone to take over all these things. We don't have the number of people. But today, as I'm talking to you here now, let me get the figure.
All right.
The disagreement started in 2019 when the then Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, don't forget, is from Plateau State. And the DIG in charge of personnel during his tenure was from Plateau State. I mention this thing because something that borders on nepotism is coming in the narration as we move. So that is why I mention it in advance. Now, then the Police Service Commission, okay, let me equally establish. The police force of Nigeria constitutionally is standing on a tripod of management, 3 legs. The first and most senior them of all is Police Council.
Okay.
Police Council is presided over by Mr. President.
Okay. And
when the president is not doing it, is vice or whoever. Because I remember in 84 to 87 or so, today Diagbo was presiding when Buhari was head of state. Now, the Police Council had the president as chairman, had the Inspector General of Police as a member, had the Police Service Commission as member, the chairman of the Police Service Commission as a member. Then every one of all the governors of the 36 states and the Minister of Federal Capital Territory, they are all members. But this Police Council is not operating in Nigeria.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Where is he operating then?
Not in Ghana. We are talking of Nigeria. It will never meet one day to do anything. I brought a retired top police officer who was qualified for it on telephone to this show. Pari Osayode. Pari Osayode will this year be 86 or 87 years old. I brought him and he spoke this. Pari Osayode, a standing position in the police force, he retired as a Deputy Inspector General of Police. He became chairman, Police Service Commission. He became chairman of a committee that looked into review and reorganization of the police force. So with these 3 functioning capacity he had at one time or the other, he was most qualified. And he said it loudly here that the Nigeria Police Council is dead. It doesn't meet. Leaving there for the responsibility for the remaining 2. That is Police Service Commission and Inspector General of Police Management Team. The Police Service Commission deals with every policeman in Nigeria. It's under the Police Service Commission yeah. Except the Inspector General of Police.
Why?
No, because the Inspector General of Police is over and above him.
He's a member, okay.
It's over and above him.
Okay.
It is only the Police Council. And it is for that reason that it is the president that appoints the Inspector General of Police.
Okay.
Then the Inspector General of Police has responsibility to deal with every policeman in promotion, in this, to a particular level.
Okay.
except the SPOs, senior police officers, or what they call SUPO. There's a difference between SPO and SUPO. Let me not go into that.
Okay.
No. That one is taken care of by the Police Service Commission. To the rank of all the Deputy Inspector General of Police, they are under the purview of the Police Service Commission. Now, immediately, since the Police Council is not functioning, so the matter is now left between Police Service Commission and the Inspector General of Police Management Team. And there had been friction right from the days of Adamu Mohammed. Immediately, the order to recruit 10 came. Adamu Mohammed went to market that they are the one to recruit. Then the Police Service Commission said, no, oh man, stop it. Go to the Constitution, read it. What are your performances? You should know your performance. Then Adamu said, no. Then the PSC, Police Service Commission, went to court. And in the first court of jurisdiction, the High Court, the court awarded that it is the Inspector General of Police that must do it. So they went. Court of Appeal dislodged that one. Court of Appeal went to the Constitution and said, this is it. Because the Constitution stipulates exactly, I can bring you the section and everything that made it possible. And he gave his judgment on paragraph 30, part 1 of the third schedule to the 1999 Constitution. Then the Police Act amended, which was signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari on October 2020, put this thing under. Now, when the court gave that judgment, Adamu Mohammed refused to follow the judicial announcement, or pronouncement, not announcement, pronouncement.
All right.
Now, and this was the position until Abba Kyari, the incumbent Inspector General of Police, came now, and is trading the same level. And of all, it was only once, I think it was in 2015 or 2016, that President Muhammadu Buhari called the Inspector General of Police and the Police Service Commission, and gave a clear warning, and told the Inspector General of Police that get clear from those who recruits. It is not your purview. It is the one of... But of course, you know Muhammadu Buhari, that order was not obeyed. So when... And that was when Muslim Smith, Baba, Lagos Baba, Baba for Lagos, who is now the chairman of Police Service Commission. He retired as Inspector General of Police. Okay. And since then, Muhammadu Buhari did not say a word again. And don't forget that President Muhammadu Buhari is a man with typical character. When he sends his officers, the officers appointed the message, and they fail to do it, he will not question them. He does... Baba, say Baba. Doesn't even mind coming to the public to tell you that I never knew he did not obey my order.
Yeah, it happened with the former IG of police.
God bless you, my dear.
I remember.
God bless you. You are talking of Ibrahim Kupo Idris.
Yes.
Whom he sent to Makodi to make sure everything is ordered. And the man got to Makodi, visited a few of old girlfriends, take Burukutu where he needed to take the Burukutu, return back to Abuja the same day. He did not go there with a private car. He flew. And he returned. And Buhari knew, because movement of such VIPs is recorded by all security agencies for his attention. Only for Buhari to arrive Makode March to say that, I did not know that the Inspector General of Police I even sent here did not obey my order. This is what I told you. It is now I'm knowing that what did he do with the man until the man retired?
Nothing. I mean, he was invited to the National Assembly and then he went there with Mufti. Yes. He didn't give much response.
So that is... So till now, because of this acrimony between the Police Service Commission and the Inspector General of Police, the recruitment that needed to increase the number of those that will serve us is the casualty. And since the numbers are not there, you will be surprised to know the number of policemen that have been killed for the past by either kidnappers, either banditries, either Boko Haram, either armed robbers, or whatever you have. So if the total number before, which the police is always flirting, is to say 350,000?
350,000?
Yes, that was the number for many years. As if none of them was dying, as none of them were retiring, as nothing. So, about how many now killed out of them? So where are the men that will safeguard us? They are not there. So President Muhammad Buhari need to intervene again. Call the Inspector General. You appointed the Inspector General Police. Call him that it is not your duty to do this. Come on, leave the thing and go ahead with it. Because even Adamu Mohammed, the Inspector General Police then, who started this acrimony battle, the recruitment they did of the 10,000 that they were supposed to recruit, he allocated over half of that, 6,000, to Plateau State, his own home state, in collaboration with his DIG in charge of personnel then. So it is all about nepotism and nepotism. I think Buhari should face this. Time is gone.
Time is gone.
Oh,
should we get to the phone lines?
Yes, please.
All right. The phone lines are open.
Don't forget, we are back to Twitter.
Yes, of course. I can never forget Twitter. Never. It's my favorite apps. All right. You can join the conversation on Twitter. Lagos Talks 913 is the Twitter handle. You can use the hashtag Michelle and the Guru. All right. Phone lines are 0809-234-5913, 0809-222-0913, or 0809-1913913. A quick recap on the story so far. Drug deal. I'm highly disappointed with the situation. Former IG of Police Okiro. Cocaine saga, NDLEA seeks court order to extend Abba Kyari's detention. In other news, recruitment, Buhari should end the police/PSC rift. It's calling on the president. Also, punish dirty petrol importers. Overhaul import system. That's coming from the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry as they tell the federal government. Osun Guba APC elections. Aregbesola loses word to Oyetola. Court documents reveals.
That is, his own word though.
Yeah. His own word. He lost his own word.
You know, I said it here last week that Aregbesola arrogance will not affect an inch of Bola Tinubu political movement. That he will end up licking is it sand or ground? No, not his feet. He will go and be eating sand somewhere. I'm talking of Aregbesola. It has happened in his own word in Ilesha. You know, he's from Ilesha. Mm-hmm. Oh, he was dangerously defeated in his own word.
Oh my
Go
God.
ahead.
All right. Lines are open. 0809-1913913. Good morning.
Guru.
Welcome.
Good morning, my sister there.
Good morning to you.
Your name and where you're calling from?
Bola is calling from the Kotun.
Okay, go ahead. You have a minute.
You see, I keep it safe. See, we have a country without constitution or written constitution. They govern themselves, they govern it well. This is a country who have written constitution. We cannot simply govern ourselves. Why is it like this? It is because what we are. That is why we are like this. You got look. You are full, because you got to see different things. About do you remember the Tijani, the Wadume case?
Wadume Taraba.
Yes.
In Taraba?
Yes.
With that army captain?
With that captain. Why is that captain?
Somebody told me that the captain had been promoted.
My brother, you will continue. One day, one incident. That is what you are going to see because that's what we have. It has become a system, become a plot. Every part of sector. Go to military, go to air force, go to even civil servant. Even the farmers, if I go to market woman. My brother, God will save this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Twitter at Lagos Talks 913. That's where you should send your tweets. And on WhatsApp, 0809-234-5913. Let's start with WhatsApp. Hello, the Guru. Correction, please. Ex-IG Mohammed Adamu is from Nasarawa State, not Plateau State. Thanks.
Sorry, did I say Plateau?
No, you said Nasarawa. Oh, you said Plateau State, yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe because they were same in those days.
Back in the day.
It's from Nasarawa.
All right.
Thank you very much for the correction.
All right. Good morning, sir. Please, Mr. Guru, kindly let me know if the vice or former head of Ibutuiki was dethroned or he resigned.
Ebitu Okiwi.
Yes.
He resigned.
He resigned.
He was invited that day at the Supreme Military Council. After talking everything, President Ibrahim Babangida told him to go out, that the next topic will be about him, that it will not be good to discuss him while he's there. When he came back, he offered him that he has been removed as chief of staff, a chief of ship for something staff, number 2 man. And that he should choose whichever place he want to go. If he want to become an ambassador, he want to take any ministry, it will be given to him.
All right.
Then, we told him that, let me sleep over the matter because that is the wisdom in him. And he left.
All right. Lagos Talks, good evening.
No, it's good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, used to the evening bells.
I discovered that even at the 6 o'clock newspaper bell, you were saying good evening 2 times. So, we welcome you back, Michelle.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Peter Monse from Shomolo.
All right, Peter Monse, go ahead.
Now, I think, how can we ask whether it's God this time around or who will help us to take care of Mr. President, Kyari, Abba Kyari, and all these people that have decided on their own to rule us this way, to put us in this mess. Nobody will tell me that Mr. President should not also suffer for this adulterated fuel. Because I'm not talking as him being the president now. I'm talking as him being the minister for petroleum. And it is your organization that you oversee that brought this fuel, not independent marketers. Why should it be like this? Why shouldn't Mr. President go for this? Kyari should go for this. Then Duke Oil, whoever should go for this. Who will do this for us? Who will bear the card for us? I want these people to suffer also for the shame and the suffering they are giving to Nigerians on this poor situation. That's just my stand this morning. I don't know who will do that for us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Peter Monse. Hi, Michelle and the Guru. Michael from Victoria Island. Please, Guru, can a sitting president also be a minister of or for something simultaneously according to the law? Because we're struggling for petroleum, but our minister for petroleum has traveled to Belgium.
The question he asked, the answer is simple. There's no constitutional restriction that stops Mr. President not being what? Even no corruption.
Was that an oversight or it's intentional? Because this has never happened before.
No.
It has?
President President Olusegun Obasanjo
was?
Yeah. The nearest he did by appointing somebody was a special assistant. First, Lukman Rewanu, late. The man, that brilliant man, engineer from is it Premier University or something in London. Mm-hmm. Then the second one is the Amoni Norway of Nebe, Ikubet Amoni Norway of Nebe now. Sunday Dakoro.
Okay.
Obasanjo was a minister all throughout. All of them, they choose that thing. They know what they mean. It's not President Muhammad Buhari alone. No. He inherited it from his bosses.
All right, more messages here. Adebayo from Lagos is saying, good morning, Michelle and the Guru in the studio. Nigeria is a member of the OPEC, that's Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, where 4 of her refineries is producing 0 liters of fuel in the last 6 years. Is that one a patriotic member of OPEC? Why dirty and bad fuel in the first place? Why artificial and orchestrated false scarcity in the second place? Why has the refineries not worked or haven't worked in the third place? Why waiting for Dangote refinery in the fourth place? Why are Nigerians suffering from the incompetence and wickedness of these leaders in the fifth place? Just why?
He asked a lot of questions.
He did.
He will help us to provide a lot of answers. Go ahead.
All right. The Guru, please, sir, I don't understand why we pay for the international price for PMS since we don't buy crude in the international market. We just took ours to be refined. We ought to pay for what we refined for, or what we refined, not to pay for the crude itself. That's coming from Tunde from Victoria Island.
Now, crude had moved, for example, to $90-something. So everything that has to do with it must be benched at that level.
Even if it's refined here locally?
No, if you refine it locally, didn't I tell you the differences? I told you the differences here. You want me to go on that again? Why somebody is waiting out there to say, this man, he talk, must be revealing everything? You want me to go through that route again? Then you pay the international cost of navigation, of moving the crude to Venezuela.
Right.
And that is in dollar. Then you move it to the refiners. The refiners will charge you the refining cost based on many other factors in dollar. Then the finished product, PMS in this case, return back to Venezuela, where it is now loaded for you. Then when loaded, air route Nigeria pass through there. Then you are paying the cost, the navigational cost, the maritime cost of the vessel making everything back to Nigeria in dollar. So by the time you put this together, they call it the landing cost, which I would refuse to call it, because in the first place, the question remains, who asked you to move your crude there? You have 4 refineries. Ghana had 1 refinery established within our time, and that one is functioning very, very well till we speak.
Are you kidding me?
How would I kid you? You are my kid. How would I kid you? Ask questions. It functions well. But none of this. It was for this reason that Olusegun Obasanjo look at the whole thing. He said, let's write them off as scraps and sell them. And people were to invest, to buy them. Can I tell you something?
Tell me.
Is it towards last year that the federal government using the same cosmetic widow-dressed minister, Timothy Silva, to borrow $1.5 billion
to repair the refineries?
Not the refineries, to repair only one. In Port Harcourt, you have 2 refineries. That is why they call Port Harcourt Refineries Company. You have one in Kaduna. You have one in Ekpa, in Warri. And when they were to take this money, I shouted chorus here, and many Nigerians shouted that it will never work. Because you see, these are 4 refineries, none of them will ever work forever. This is the truth. It's a sad truth.
Except it's sold?
Even the buyer must buy it at scrap level.
0.
Then they will tell you they've awarded licenses for modular refineries. Modular refineries never refine PMS. Are you hearing that for the first time? You will hear it from the Guru Smart. Quote me. Modular refineries never refine because they don't have the power to hit it to the level that PMS will come. Sorry, I'm taking my people time.
Let's go to the phone lines. Lagos Talks. All right, keep the calls coming, or tweet at Lagos Talks 913 and join in the conversation. There's a tweet here from Ejatovo, and you're saying that Buhari rarely or not discipline his employees for disobedience suggests that it's his nature, or it confirms speculation rumors that we have someone else there, or for hidden Fulanization agenda. Temitope Edo is saying, is it not negligence of the duty of the GCFR to say publicly that he gave an order and it wasn't followed, and such officer went scot-free without being penalized? That is absurd, Michelle.
Check into his life. You will see many of such things.
Many absurdity?
No, I did call it absurdity. You will see many I don't know.
Okay.
I never knew.
All right.
So
Jim
that's
Raymond.
why I wrote an article at the time. I call it the danger of having a president that wouldn't know.
Wenga's deputy, Jim Raymond, on Twitter is saying, good morning, Sarah and Michelle. It is imperative to note that we are now, or rather we are being governed by the worst set of leaders in history. Mr. President is in charge of the oil ministry, yet he is failing in flying colors. Even little children know he has failed us. Chai. All right, thank you. Back to the phone lines now. Lagos Talks, good evening.
Good morning.
Sorry, good morning. Why are you sounding as if Abba Kyari has done what no Nigerian elite has done? Abba Kyari is a product of his society. Can he do differently from what his predecessors have done? We're all victims of the true reality of our nation.
I agree with this person totally.
Brigadier General Mohammed Buroba Marwa really disappoints me. He shouldn't have been involved. He shouldn't have involved himself and NDLEA to be involved in this cover-up skit movie to retain Abba Kyari in Nigeria at all costs by the federal government. Marwa has lost his integrity at Lagos Talks 913. Interesting. It's a lot. Another one from the same person. A presidential aspirant of the APC that wants to recruit 50 million Nigerian youth in the Nigerian army and feed them with cassava and corn, etc., is the same man Nigerians wanted to cast their vote for. The same man that said permanent voters card has expired. Lagos Talks. All right.
On that, I would tell these people to join Friends of the Guru, because in the Friends of the Guru page on Telegram, the many bridges Bola Tinubu will undergo. I enumerated them.
All right. Back to the phone lines now. Lagos Talks. Good morning.
Hey, Michelle.
Welcome, Uche.
Yes, so I greet you once again. I'm currently in Apapa at the moment. The Guru.
So the road is free now?
The Guru. We know how we find our way.
Well, maybe you go to Kiriki, then you jump into boot, then you find yourself in
The Guru.
And they pass that route.
The Guru. You want to reveal our secret on air? Now, the Guru. I don't have much to say this morning. I just want to reiterate something that you've said a couple of times on this show. And that thing always resonates with me every morning when I listen to newspaper analysis, when I hear the myriads of problems confronting this country. And that is the statement that you made some time ago.
What was the statement?
The greatest tragedy that befell humanity, not just Africa, but befell the whole of humanity, happened in 2014.
Oh, the line's breaking, Uche. We could barely hear
Can you hear me now?
It's a little...
Repeat it.
Let me repeat it again. I think it's clearer now.
All right.
According to the Guru, and I'd like to quote him, and I appreciate that quote because it's something that I've accepted and I truly believe in. The greatest tragedy that befell humanity, not just Africa, happened in 1914.
In 1914?
Yes. Those who know...
Which I capture the tragedy of amalgamation.
Exactly.
God bless
you, the Guru.
Right.
As a prophet of our time, I will continue to appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for calling, Uche. Lagos Talks. Good evening. Oh, sorry. Good morning.
Good afternoon, Michelle.
It's all good. Welcome.
It's not okay with us.
Oh, it's okay with
okay
you,
in the evening. The good evening.
No, good morning.
The Guru meets is okay with me. Good morning. The Guru, this is Akpan speaking.
All right, Akpan. Go ahead, please.
So, Guru, listen to this local proverb.
Please.
Water no dey, can you dey move? It's only in Nigeria. Water no dey, can you dey move? It's a shame to all the leaders, and it's a big shame to so-called professors we have, and the senior lawyer that cannot come out and speak for the people. Thank you, the Guru.
God bless you.
All right, thanks for calling. There's a message here from OC of Lagos saying we need the Guru on Twitter voice space. Very informative and educating. Absolutely. The Guru, do you get on Twitter space?
I don't.
I'd like to host you one of these days.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll be there for you.
All right.
At any time.
All right.
Even in your evening.
Oh. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
Okon is my name, calling from Bagada.
Okon, go ahead,
thank you and the Guru for what the good job you are doing. Mind-boggling revelations.
Thank you.
We're trying to give the differences between something. I want to ask, may we know the difference between Abba Kyari, Abba Kyari, and the other one that I think was a former chief of staff? When my country Baru was taking documents to the president at his bedside in London hospital, whereas we had an acting president and did the Kachuku as minister of petroleum, a minister of state at the time. I think that there is something wrong with this NNPC. It was in the 80s, I think late 80s, that so many strange faces were recruited from these tribes that have been mentioned to be at NNPC, just walking about the corridors and doing nothing there. And it appears that there is a plot to emasculate this country. Honestly speaking, in fact, we have had that corruption, we fight corruption, blah, blah, blah. Today, corruption is now harboring corruption. And it is very, very unfortunate. Guru, I think that the problem we have had that led to this failure of the government, is the failure of the people. The failure of the people because of the mandate they gave to a hollow chamber, the National Assembly. And come 2023, please, any party that wants any member of the present National Assembly to be re-elected, we lose that position. Let us vote in new people. Hashtag punish them at the polls. It's not trending, even on Twitter. Let us imbibe that culture. Since we cannot do anything again, it is only next year. Whether the president signs the electoral bill or not, whether the National Assembly wants to impeach him or not, let us prepare to punish all the serving members of the National Assembly at the post.
Okay.
If states want to punish members of the electorate.
Thank you. You have to wrap it up really quick.
Two things as we want to draw the curtain now.
Yes.
Two things quickly. This present National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly, don't have the gut to even use the word impeachment. It's the worst of our national assemblies. We've come from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8.
Yeah.
Then this is the 9th one.
Yeah.
That is number 1. Number 2, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammadu Buhari, is most likely not to sign the Electoral Reformation Bill into law. This is my own opinion. And before I voice things out, I would have researched them thoroughly. In the first instance, I made a mistake. But the way the thing was going, then I suspected. Then this time, the inclusion or addition to the electoral law of 2011, section 35, subsection 5, which says now that you cannot petition against fraudulent documents brought to bear to bring a candidate unless you participated in the primaries. Is something. Then we're now talking of a personal opinion as introduced by Attorney General of the Federation. So it is okay. Those two. Let me go quickly because I don't want to overshot my runway today. Mr. I measure you.
Oh, I can tell.
Left for two of us. We should have just remained here till evening.
Oh, yeah.
Now.
Knowledge Dropbox?
No, in place
today.
of Knowledge Dropbox, there is a message I have.
All right.
For Friends of the Guru. Friends of the Guru, there are those people who voluntarily, who came together to form association, to form a friendship, to assist Friends of the Guru. They are mostly, the Friends of the Guru had about 3,700 members now on Telegram. Now, and the Friends of the Guru coming together, they offered that minimum of 1,000 naira per month to help the Gurus. So, to you, Friends of the Guru, and to those who are here to join, I want to read these messages. The first one is from Premium Times. Every page of Premium Times you read, the story ends with this. I quote from Premium Times. Support Premium Times journalism of integrity and credibility. Good, listen to this. Good journalism costs a lot of money. Yet only good journalism can ensure the possibility of good society, an accountable democracy, and a transparent government. For continued free access to the best investigative journalism in the country, we ask you to consider making a modest support to these noble endeavors. By contributing to Premium Times, you are happy to sustain journalism of relevance and remains free and available. No doubt about it. Premium Times is first among equals when it comes to deep and correct investigative journalism.
I agree.
But he told you now that it costs money. You should support. Then listen to this from Daily Trust. Every day we work hard to provide readers such as you with the most accurate, up-to-date, and comprehensive information. Quality journalism costs money. Today, we are asking that you support us to do more. Your support means that Daily Trust can keep offering journalism to everyone in the world. Sign up for as little as 1,000 naira to become a member. Learn more about our membership here. Bank transfer, blah, blah, blah. This is from the Daily Trust. So all these are not far from what Friends of the Guru have done. For example, I wanted to bring another man who would have talked to us about the police affair unhindered. Up to yesterday, I was still begging. The man now asked me, at my age, he said, my son, God, I said, sir, He said, I pray for you to be Udo. He said, at my age, would you pray that your children, he said, you are my son. He said, would you want your children to bring you to Lagos by road? I said, no, sir, at all. He said, would you put me on flight? I said, yes, sir. And when I said yes, sir, my voice was lower. And the man quickly, he now said, oh, too bad. So, but if there were to be money enough for me, I will fly him. Even first class, I will put him. Not the domestic fare now, they almost 50% or 100%
increase.
gone. So we need this. So Friends of the Guru help. Then I round up by saying that follow me on Twitter at Godwin_Buebu, at Twitter, Godwin Buebu, Facebook. Then the page I created on Facebook, Vetra column, the V of the Vetra is capital letter, the C of the column. You can follow me on my website, which is www.godwintheguru.com. And of course, you can visit my YouTube channel, which is Godwin the Guru YouTube channel. And join Friends of the Guru. Go to Telegram, just type at Friends of the Guru. It will pop up. So for you to join. So that we can move the country forward. We still have more to do. Absolutely. And, Michelle.
Yes, sir. What about?
I celebrated today again. I'm celebrating you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And
thank you.
The video people, you are doing a very great job. And my two young female and male, I don't know, your combination is almost harassing me here now. I don't know. So I celebrate all of you. And until Monday, where we shall meet, though I will be with you, with Michelle tomorrow and Wednesday. Course. Until Monday, where we shall meet, please keep yourself out of trouble. Bye-bye. Right.
Don't go anywhere. The conversation continues. Coming up next is the Midday Show. Stay with us.